The power of questions. I've noticed that the smartest and wisest people, they ask more questions than they have answers. They don't pretend like they know everything, but they love to explore possibilities because thinking that you know really anything for certain is conceited. And if you're a true seeker, you're always asking questions because you know that the more you know, the more you don't know. I think John Wheeler said this, that as the island of your knowledge expands, the shores of your ignorance expand proportionally as well. So that's what asking questions is. It's an act of wisdom because you're constantly seeking. There is no arrival point with wisdom or knowledge, and nothing is truly for certain. So the smartest people, they ask more questions. And you'll see this in like interviewing too, people that have podcasts, some brilliant people whose podcasts I listen to, they're really, really good at asking questions and asking questions that bring up something within someone that they've never even thought about before, or make them think about something in a different way, in a completely different way. So even the skill of asking questions is a phenomenal skill to have because it allows you to excavate things from different angles and see things from unique perspectives. And also, asking questions is a beautiful way to connect with people as well. So a lot of people get into the habit of just talking about themselves constantly, or even like getting involved in stupid small talk too much. But how to connect deeply with people is to ask them questions. Because when you express genuine interest in someone, that that makes you interesting in their eyes, and it facilitates a deep connection because you're interested in other people. And if you ask the right questions, like I've asked people some really fascinating questions, and it's not only for them, it's for me as well, because we could all learn so much from each other. And asking questions, it really just establishes a deeper connection. So it allows for that human connectedness. So not only for intelligence, but for our inherent connection, it's also powerful. And another aspect of life that I've been using questions a lot more in is meditations and spiritual work, that kind of thing. Especially with things like limiting beliefs and releasing limiting beliefs. If you ask questions, you get answers. It's very mysterious in a way how that works. But if you bring yourself into a meditative state, calm your mind, all of that stuff, and you just start asking questions, that almost like focuses where the insight comes from. So an example of this is, let's take limiting beliefs. So you might get into a relaxed state, whatever works for you, deep breathing, whatever. And you start asking questions like, in what area of my life can I improve? Or in what aspect of my life do I feel like I'm holding myself back? Or what kind of limiting belief do I have in terms of money? What kind of limiting belief do I have in terms of relationships? So there's tons of different type of questions. There's a lot, even to help you understand what exactly your limiting belief is. So there's tons of questions to just get there. And then once you establish some kind of belief that you're holding on to, a limiting belief, then you can get into like, what is the origin of this belief? Where did it start? Did it come from someone else? If so, who did it come from? Did it come from my mother? Did it come from my father? Did it come from a certain scenario? Did it come from, a certain life experience? How does it feel in my body? Where am I getting a feeling in my body? Does it feel dense in a certain part of my body? Is there an emotion attached to this limiting belief? And then you can go on and on from there. Like, with identifying it, with identifying the origin of it, with identifying the emotional attachment, where in your body it's stored, different points of tension in the body, and then even with resolving it or transmuting it, you can get into like, so what is a more empowering belief? Or um, how can I establish a more empowering belief in replacement of this? Or what does it take to feel what would be the opposite of this limiting belief? So there's a lot of questions that help you uncover it, help you identify the origin, the emotions attached to it, and then to help you get over it and transmute it into a new belief. So those are things that I've been doing with meditation and things like that. I've been doing a lot of investigative work in terms of limiting beliefs and things that are holding me back. And asking questions helps, because if you don't ask questions, you don't get any answers. What's the old quote or proverb? It's like, ask and you shall receive. That is so applicable to all spiritual practices. So if you want an answer for something, go into a light meditation and ask a question that will facilitate that answer. And you will get that answer in some way, shape, or form. And you don't have to be religious or have any dogma attached to it. You're just asking. And who or what you're asking, it doesn't matter, because it comes to you. It's as simple as that. So you can call it whatever you want. And yeah, so questions are so important, and they're a sign of intelligence, a way to improve yourself, a way to release things, ways to do spiritual work, ways to connect with people. So leverage the power of questions. And I might as well leave you guys with a question. How can you implement the power of questions within your life today? So think about that. All right? Peace, peace, much love, and one love, baby.